All right. Hey, Bill. My name is Justin Martinez. I'm based out of New York City. I run a team of five. We're based out of Midtown Manhattan. Most of our business is in Manhattan and Brooklyn and Northwest Queens. I've been with Chirag since day one, back in March 1st, 2020, right before the world changed. And Chirac has always emphasized role play. So typically on this session, what we do is we do live role play, and we basically practice anything from Med C, or any specific scenarios with either a seller client or a buyer client. IMAX. So to kick this off, would you guys like to role play any specific scenario?
Hey Justin, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Thanks for
I'm good.
joining.
I'm good. So I just joined Chirag's program, so I'm just checking in. So I'm not really prepared
That's
for
good.
this
That's
call,
good.
but wanted to saw your name and wanted to just see what it was all about. And I'm down to do some role play, although I've prepared zero for any of it.
It's all good. This is all about practice. So let's, the philosophy is we practice here. That way we don't practice on a client, and and then we potentially lose, business with the client. So,
What do you think? And whoever Bill, I guess it's just me and you, huh?
well, Bill's here also, but
All right, Bill's here also. What do you think is the most, what I guess is the most stock standard role play?
I've been seeing anything from like just like a conversation with a seller, just going over pricing or price reduction. Also practicing Med C. So, what's the motivation, expectation, disappointments, concerns?
That's what that stands for. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm getting trial by fire over here.
So typically you want to phrase, and you could use this with buyer clients also, but you typically want to phrase your conversation around that. I know Chirag has a script. Some other folks have used the script, but as you practice it more, you could kind of just create your own script with getting
Uh,
getting those questions answered.
all right. So I'm trying to think of a conversation that I've had recently. I had a met with old clients of mine yesterday to see a house in Brooklyn, and I guess the one thing that they sort of kept on saying is that they that they basically that they weren't especially certain of their timeline, almost
Okay.
like they were concerned about like my time. And my stock answer is always like, listen, I'm here for you. If it takes tomorrow, if it takes a year and a half, whatever, like I'll be here for it. And my timeline is your timeline. But if we see a good house, then we should be prepared to offer on it.
Okay. So with buyer clients, typically what I asked them, I always phrase the conversation around well, one, what makes this the right time to start looking?
Mhm.
Two, have what's your, based on like sometimes they'll say, they need more space or their lease is up. So that question, they'll give you the answer of why they're looking, right? Or they might just say, I'm looking what's on the market, which could be
Yeah, which is less interesting.
exactly. And you kind of want to rate these clients like A, B, C, D, F, right?
Yeah, I mean, these particular clients sort of came right out the bat, like,
Yeah.
they've got one of those duplexes where some of the bedrooms are on lower and darker, and they're like, we want more light. So they sort of came right out and said it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's fine. I mean, I lost you. Sorry, I lost you guys for a second. I don't know where the screen. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, but yeah, so you definitely want to ask them what makes this the right time, and depending on that answer, so look, we could role play this like if you're the buyer, right?
All right.
Max, thank you so much for taking the call. Just want to, I know you're looking to find your new home, and I just have a few questions. Are you okay with speaking and answering these few questions?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fun.
Awesome. So one, what makes this the right time to start looking?
Well, my son, we really actually love our apartment. It's big enough, but you remember that the downstairs bedrooms are a little bit dark, and I really would love my son to grow up with a window that gets, decent light.
Awesome. So it sounds like you want to like you need a little bit more space, but you also want more natural light. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. My second question is what is the like if you don't find anything with natural light, right? What is your plan B?
Well, I haven't really thought about that. I imagine it would just be to stay where we are, although that's obviously something that, we don't really want to do.
Okay, cool. Have you just like have you created a budget for your new search yet with a
Well,
broker?
I had a conversation with a parent who has quite a bit of disposable of income, and they're sort of feeling very generous with it right now. So, I'm assuming 2.5 million is something that we'll be able to sort of spend without much of an issue.
Awesome. That's great. They're great parents. So are they giving you the full 2.5 million or are they giving you a portion that way you get a mortgage?
We will not be financing.
Oh, so you will not, so you're buying cash. Okay, so awesome. So you don't, all right, that's great. I mean, so the next step is how about I set you up with a collection,
All right.
um, right? With properties in, that price range. Is there any specific neighborhoods that you want to be within?
Yeah, I mean, I think we live sort of on the border of Bed-Stuy and Clinton Hill, and I think we really love our neighborhood. We'd stick around. I think we're a little bit open to going a little further out in Bed-Stuy,
Okay.
um, and we're not sure that we can really afford so much of Clinton Hill, but maybe some Clinton Hill, and then if something crazy happens in Fort Greene, we'd be open to that too.
Okay. So typically what I'm seeing is in Bed-Stuy, you get, a lot more bang for your buck as you get closer to Fort Greene. Like basically what I'm seeing at that price range, you probably will get like a 3 bedroom condo. So Bed-Stuy, you could get more of a condo or a townhouse, like a two-family townhouse. And then as you get closer to like the Clinton Hill border and the Fort Greene, that goes down to a condo. Are you interested in both, like condos and townhouses, or are you
We sort of live in a condo already, and I think we're looking to sort of do the house experience for right now.
gotcha? Okay, so I'll send you some other options. I'll send you some options, some townhouse options. And would you be okay with looking at options slightly outside of Bed-Stuy?
I think I think we'd be open-minded,
Okay.
and
And
we'll communicate. I think if we're way off base.
okay. And then in terms of neighborhood, right? Do you need to be like close to a specific train line, or are you guys working from home or
Well, we really do love the G, um, but I think we'd be open to sort of being on the C train, maybe not so close to the J.
got it? Understood. Okay. So it sounds like Bed-Stuy and Bushwick area might be the best options for now. Is that correct?
I think if we can make something happen closer to Clinton Hill, that's sort of where we live now. I think
Okay.
that would be ideal. And then the second layer of that would sort of be like Bed-Stuy close to Clinton Hill, and then I think the third layer would be sort of like Bed-Stuy, Stuyvesant Heights, maybe if it's close to the sea.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. So I think I have all of the information I need. Do you have any specific questions for me?
Not really. That this all sounds great. I'm looking forward to seeing what's in your collection. Now I'm going to be the husband. I don't need any more emails or things to distract me from my work, so I'm going to let my wife just handle this going forward.
Sounds good. And one other question I have for you. Obviously, I'm here for the journey, whether we have to show you one property or 100 properties. Hopefully, I'm more efficient than showing you 100 properties. But what's most important to you about the agent that's going to assist you through this process?
I think that they advocate for us, that we could that I can trust them. To know that they're more interested in our relationship and a good outcome than the actual commission.
Okay.
Considering our relationship, I think that's why you got the call.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, cool.
All right.
So yeah, I'll send over the collection. The great thing is you could go on the app. You don't have to check the emails, and yeah, you'll get updates on the app.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Looking forward. All right, bye.
So what are your takeaways, Max?
What are my so I think I noticed you did a lot of what Chirag does, which is sort of like what I'm hearing is you're saying this, and how can I sort of work with it? I liked your line about being along for the journey. I think you covered all the most important questions
Yeah.
efficiently. Um, yeah, I think that's my takeaway.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think I didn't do like I didn't go over concerns or like disappointments, but like, it
We
sounds like
were we were in a good vibe. We were in a good
yeah.
vibe. You know, I saw your parking video the other day on
Oh,
Matt Kirby Smith's Instagram.
oh, yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, May. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Thanks for joining. How's sunny LA today?
Actually, it overcast a bit, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
Okay, I have a condo in escrow right now, and I represent both note seller and buyer.
Okay.
And I have been advised by a Compass agent that he is going to have the condo just above mine, which is the top floor,
Yeah.
and it has more. It's a little bit, more expensive,
Okay.
but it has more privacy, and we have not removed you know the contingency yet. So my question is, should I show my buyer who's in escrow on my own listing the no new condo?
I
I mean, that's
I
that's that's totally your call. I mean, you can. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. You can.
But
Yeah.
if no, they should fall in love with the new condo and cancel my transaction.
Yeah,
My
that's the
sell-
risk. Yeah,
my
that's
seller
the
is going to be
I
upset.
well, I had a situation like this one time where I like called I was about to list um an apartment, so I called the broker and no, a bro. So I was about to get a contract signed, and the broker that had the apartment directly above mine said that she was going to drop the price well below mine. And I basically just begged her to not do it. I said, give me 3 days. Please give me 3 days. And she gave me 3 days and they signed the contract. And their seller was actually happy because they had a decent comp.
so Max, the difference is California is totally different. Like the
Oh,
transaction
is it?
process in New York is
Oh,
totally different. Yeah. So I'm not so familiar, but I have enough of an understanding that it's like they could get out of escrow, right, man?
Yes.
Yeah, they could get
oh,
out of
I see. So then I would say transparency, like, hey, this is a thing that's happening, might as well hear it from you. They're going to find out anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, just I would do it. I would do it. Maybe, best case scenario. I mean, best case scenario, you get two deals out of it. Worst case scenario, she just sticks to your apartment. And that's it.
Yeah. Um, and I've had experience where I was like really worried about these moments, similar moments, and then it happens they didn't even like the apartment anyway. And I spent the last 2 days, anxious about it, and it all worked out anyway.
Yeah, but they're gonna appreciate that you bring it up to them though.
Okay. Another question.
Sure.
I have, the market is a bit slower right now. So I have a multi-million dollar listing. And the buyers say, oh, they want to work with me, the listing agent, because, of course, we can perhaps negotiate on the commission.
Hmm.
And the other agent actually have been very lethargic. I actually have offered no interest rate buy down, paying the closing cost. And I keep reminding them that it's only like 9 weeks to the new year, and that they should act now that the seller can still pay them, okay, offer to pay them to the MLS, and they don't do anything. And so now they want to offer like I don't know, $250,000 under asking price. And I say that, the seller told me that if they do not sell by mid-December, have to rent, the place that they're living now, because they have
Yeah.
3 homes and they're going to return to my listing.
Yeah.
So what do I do to make, the buyer, move forward? They say they can think about it.
So it sounds like to me, so the listings, you're representing the listings, correct?
Yes.
And the seller's offering a buy down on the mortgage.
Yes. Right.
So how about this? So Chirag has this calculator that he built. All right. It's a Google spreadsheet, and ask them, one, what's most important to you right now? Is it most important that you get the best price, or being that you're financing, is it important that you get a good monthly payment? And if they say, I want to make sure my monthly payment is X. So just ask them, would you be open to doing like a Zoom call where I could show you, if the seller buys down your rate by X amount, this would be your monthly payment, versus you lowering the price by 250,000, and just show them what the math will look like. Yeah. And then the next, so they actually, Herson actually just linked the buyer payment calculator. So you could show them exactly how the math looks, and yeah, just see like, if you could get a deal done that way. Worst case scenario, you probably, they'll just put in an offer for 250 less, and the seller, it's their decision to either accept it or not.
Well, I know the seller, they would not accept it. They would, move back.
Yeah, but that would be my best. That would be the best option. Just show them the map. I've done this like call with buyers, just to show them what their monthly payment would be like if you asked the seller for a credit to pay down the interest rate.
Okay, and actually, I have another, buyer on a prospective buyers on the same property. They actually, it's a family, daughter and the elderly parents. They like my home. They love it, they say, but they have 2 homes that they need to sell, prior, to purchasing my listings. And the property has been on the market for a couple of months, and the seller does not want to, keep the house empty just for the pleasure of potential buyers and other selling agent.
Okay.
So what do I do?
Is there any way that you can ask them to, just so they can demonstrate that they're serious, ask them, to make it sort of non-contingent, so that at least their deposit is in play?
Non-contingent?
Yeah, like, put your money where your mouth is. If you want to buy it, we'd like to sell it to you, but you need to, commit to this deal in some sort of way.
Well, no, that house is very sellable, but the problem is, we are going to the holidays, so I can propose to them that I'm going to do CMA, and that I can bring them buyers, but obviously, and I think that the other cooperating agent, they are a little bit right now, they're a little bit, kind of cruising. They're not very like dynamic, so, and I cannot run the show, on my own. I'm busy and I'm tired too.
Yeah.
I don't work that much now at the end of the year either.
Well, good for you. It's better to be busy than not.
Yeah, we're all working a lot harder to get the same deal these days.
Yeah.
So all right. So the seller owns. So is it the seller or the buyer that owns all of these properties?
The seller, own 3 homes, but they actually are living in a home now, and they're keeping this home empty for me to stage it, list it, and to have the other broker coming at any time. But it hasn't worked. So the buyer have a house, and her parents has a home nearby, and they say that they need to sell those in order to buy my listing.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, can you give them, so if they need to sell another property to buy, can you give them a time frame? Can you negotiate a time frame with them, and when they need to do it, or?
We probably can.
Well, because do you have any other interests on that property?
I have some interest from like out of town buyer, but nothing is firm nowadays.
Okay. Can you also get the listing to sell?
I probably can, but it actually would it would mean that I have to renounce all my bad habits. I have to renounce all my holidays. I have to renounce,
Can you partner up with another Compass agent in the office to do it?
I will tell you that Compass has, an office with 400 agents close by.
Yeah.
But no, my experience with that agent has not, with that office has not been good because I had multiple offers on that home. And then a Compass agent came in and gave me like, I don't know, 377,000 over asking price. And we chose that offer, but they did not perform, they flaked out. So
Okay. I mean, it's a good problem. I think you could, if you want to, of course, I think you could get another listing. And I think if you got the other listing, the seller might probably trust the buyer a lot more, being that you
mhm,
were handling that sale. What do you
yeah.
think?
So unfortunately, okay, not all agents at Compass, are dedicated. Not all of them are experienced. Not all of them are good.
Yeah, but you're good. So I think your seller would trust you if you were to represent selling the buyer's listing, right? Because she
Mhm.
needs to sell to buy, correct?
Yeah, but obviously, I have to make sure that it's priced properly too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you should visit the properties there and see like, how it find out like if they're even reasonable, right? Like in terms like
Yeah.
like if you decide to sell to buy, what would you sell this for and see if it's, see if they're even reasonable on that side. Because if
Yeah.
they price it at 30% above, then it's not, you're not going to get your client a deal because they're never going to sell that property.
Yeah. But the parents also, came to visit, my listing individually, and they say that, oh, maybe, they can ask their surgeon um, son to buy it for them. So I'm encouraging the surgeon's son
Yeah.
Surgeon's son is a
scenario.
good idea.
Yes. But we'll see. Sometimes, we have to deserve our success. So I'm trying to be very good in my personal life and
Gotcha.
play.
Yeah, you deserve it, but you also have a good opportunity in front of you too. So
Yeah.
that's
Thank
good. I'm
you.
happy for you. All right. Any
Last question is,
Sure.
Chirag has been talking a lot about luxury. How do you explain the Compass luxury process to your seller and buyer?
Well, so with a luxury client, right? So luxury in New York City, in Manhattan is like above $10 million. That's what the luxury division calls it. In Brooklyn, it's above $2 million. In Queens, it's above $1 million. So I always ask the client, what specifically would you like to hear about the luxury division on how they could help sell your home? And always throw the question back at them to see what because they're gonna tell you what's important to them. We could talk at them and we could say, oh, the luxury division. Every Compass agent had we have access to the luxury division, so it all depends what's important to them.
Yeah, but my question was, how do you explain that you will provide luxury services, you and your team?
So again, I'll ask. So I'll say, hi, Miss May. Thank you for the opportunity to meet today. What specifically would you like to hear about the luxury division or how we can help you?
Okay.
And you're going to tell me what's important, right? So you're going to say, I want you to do a video, or I want you to do this, or I want you to bring this type of clientele. So once they bring up what's important to you, then you show them how you're going to do that.
All right.
Is
So maybe just getting back to the theme, maybe you guys should role play that thing, that
yeah,
that 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 interaction. Or I can do it if you want.
sure, let's do it.
Uh so so I'm curious about luxury, Justin.
Okay. That's a great question. I mean, you have a beautiful home. What specifically would you like to hear about how Compass and the luxury division could help you sell in a quicker time frame and for more money?
Well, I'd be curious to know what specifically you do to target the luxury demographic. And I also would like to know a little bit about what I can expect from the experience as being a seller, actually in this case being a buyer well, as a seller of luxury apartment.
No, that's a great question. I brought over our marketing calendar on what we do on a day-by-day basis to get as many people and as many eyeballs on the property as possible. Here's the calendar. And in terms of your second question was about clients. Sorry, I didn't understand.
Yeah, like what can I expect from the actual experience of working with you guys? Since I'm very special and I'm a very luxury person, I'd like to know what sort of happens to a luxury
Understood.
person when they work with you.
Understood. So what would you say is most important to you about the agent that's going to assist you in this process and sell your home?
I would like everything to be relatively seamless and smooth. I'd like to avoid any surprises.
Okay.
And obviously I'd like to make a really good I'd like to have a good transaction.
Okay, so it sounds like communication is very important to you. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So also I have over our communication plan.
All right.
And it's basically it's a form that asks you what's the best method of communication and how often you would like to communicate. Right. When you visit a doctor, you can't call them at like midnight, right? Expect a phone call from them. Is that correct? But you could set an appointment. And
Well, I have a luxury doctor,
well, if your doctor's working all hours, I'm not sure it's not someone I want him to do anything on me. He might be too tired and mess something up. But so yeah, so here's our communication plan. We could give you a traffic update every week. We could set a time specifically on certain days of the week on when you're available, and we'll give you updates through collections on what's going on in the market. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing. I can't wait.
Awesome. So is there anything you would like to go over?
Yeah, I mean, I think you showed us, you talked about your plan, your marketing plan, but what specifically are you going to be doing to sort of target luxury clients
Well,
or buyers or sellers or whatever?
no, that's a great question. I mean, in the plan, we do outreach to buyers that have purchased in the neighborhood. We do outreach to brokers that bring buyers, which 90% of transactions in New York City. We're in the plan also shows we're going to do broker tours. We're going to do a launch party if you're okay with that, right? We're going to we'll build a website for the property. It's also going to be featured on a luxury division, which goes out to many high profile clients, not just in New York, but also all over the country that buy and transact in multiple luxury markets across the country. We're going to do video content on your property and promote that through Compass, since Compass likes to promote the luxury properties on their feed. So those are that's the general marketing timeline, but the marketing calendar goes more into depth of what we do on a day-to-day basis. What do you think?
Sounds good. Sorry about that. Sounds good.
Is there any other questions you'd like to go over? I think Max had to take a call.
How about your services? Will they be customized to my need for privacy?
Of course. No, that's a good question. We get that question often for sellers that live in their property. Sure. I mean, we'll definitely customize showing times around your schedule. That way you could enjoy your privacy.
Yeah. And will you have regular reports, to let me know, how my home is doing?
So we could do weekly, we could do bi-weekly, or we could do monthly. So it's all up to you. If you would like a weekly report, we could do, we could send you a weekly report. How often would you like a report?
Yeah, weekly.
Okay, awesome.
On Sunday evening.
So we send a feedback on the showings on Sunday evening, but we send a weekly report on Wednesday. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Okay. Awesome. So you guys are teaming me. That's great. I love it. Anything else?
Well, it was a sweet, short and positive,
You're usually tough on me, so
yeah. Session. So thank you very much. We're right on time.
Cool. Yeah, but good luck on those those clients. I mean, I think those are good problems. So I know you want to take off for the holiday, but you could potentially get more business.
Yeah, right. It's always sacrifice.
Cool.
Good to meet everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, Max.
Thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
take care. Bye, Justin. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll be in San Diego. I'll be there. I fly in Sunday.
Oh, I see. Are you going to be at the 6 a.m.ers Happiness House, or you
Oh,
be?
I don't know. I gotta talk to Sky. I gotta see. I was actually with Sky in Miami.
Do you belong to the 6 a.m.ers?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, it's I usually run. I'm a runner. I run at 6 a.m. So.
Okay, you should talk to Sky. Maybe
Yeah,
he would like.
he wants to have me on soon, so I gotta
Yeah.
call.
Okay. Did he have you on before?
No, he hasn't.
Okay. What would you be talking about if we had you on?
I don't know. He has a lot of questions for me though. So,
Okay. Did he send you like a questionnaire?
no.
Well, it would be a great a present. We would love to have you.
Yeah, I would love to.
See you soon.
All right, take care. Good luck with
Okay.
your clients.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.